Hello, everyone. Welcome back. As promised, got an update. I don't know if this update is as soon as I said it would be in the previous video, but let me show you what we got done so far. We finally started bench work. Here it is. Here's the entryway door right here. And then this layout portion right here is going to sit up against that wall. And this edge here is going to line up kind of like right where it's sitting. And it's going to get pushed back up against the wall. We have it out away from the wall just because we built it out here kind of like away from the wall. And also because we're going to build a backdrop that is going to be attached to the layout itself. So that's why we have it pulled out away from the wall back here. And here we have this little 1x2 right here. We drilled our holes in this way. We pre-drilled our holes, countersunk it, and drilled the 2.5-inch screws down through it. And so this is what the drywall or the masonite, tempered hardboard, whatever you use, that's what that will be attached to on the bottom. And then we might have some uprights, like maybe 1x4 or 2x4 uprights on the back side to go up to help support the top of the backdrop. So that's what's going on there. And here's what the bench work looks like so far. As you noticed in the previous video, I didn't show you any bench work in the previous video. Here, let me show you what it looks like underneath. Here's what we did. We built a bunch of these legs. We built these, I think these are 1x1 legs or 1.5 inch legs. And then we cut a bunch of these legs, ripped them down. And then we got this 1x2 up here on the top to string across the legs. And then we got this 1x4 right down below it. And then you just run your wire right down through here. You don't have to drill holes or nothing for your wires. You just run your wires, and your wires will rest on top of your 1x4 right here. So that's what this open area is. And also this gives you room to install, tortoise switch machines and other electronics, stationary decoders and that kind of thing. And this will kind of give you something to attach it to. Like, let's say, for an example, you got a bunch of circuit breakers or stationary decoders like the Digitrax BDL168, a bunch of those. You can get your sheet of plywood. You could attach a sheet of plywood right here and then mount all your stationary decoders to that if you wanted to. So there's a lot of options available to build bench work like this. It's not L-girder, but it's kind of similar because see, this edge here is kind of open, and then the fascia is just going to mount right here to the edge right here. It's going to curve around here. So that's what it looks like underneath. And then this is going to continue on down along here. We got these nice smooth French curves is what they call it. And so that's what the fascia is going to look like once it's mounted onto that. And then here, this is going to be the yard going down into here, and it's going to continue on down there where the workbench is at. And but yeah, this is going to be the roundhouse area over here in this corner. This is going to be the roundhouse area, and then the main line is going to loop around behind the roundhouse engine facility here, maybe a cold tipple right here for steam engines. And I'm trying not to go too fast for you guys, but yeah, this is what the framework looks like for the bench work. See, here's your legs like this, and then you got your 1x2 here on the top, 1x4 here on the bottom, and you got a leg here, and it sticks out about, sticks out about 4 inches out this way. And then, this kind of makes it feel like, you got more space under the layout, so you're not kicking the legs all the time. And you got your cross bracing on the back side here for each one. And these legs are on 2 foot on center. And so this gives you a better view of what the bench work aspect looks like. And then on the back side here, we just strung a 1x2 right here on the back side on the top. This 1x2 runs all the way down the back side here. See that right there? It runs all the way down underneath here. And then your plywood just rests on top of that. And then another good tip for you guys that I learned is whenever you have plywood that joins together like this, and you don't have a cross piece underneath it for it to sit on top of to help support it, all you do is you get your wooden biscuits. You know, you drill your hole in to the plywood for your biscuits, and then you just attach it together like you would with furniture or cabinets. Attach it together, and once you do that and put some Gorilla wood glue in there, solid. You know, there's no support piece underneath this. Look, it doesn't give. I mean, I'm pushing down on it as hard as I can, and it feels like that there's a support under it whenever there's not. So that's a very good idea that I learned for you guys that kind of are struggling to figure out how to support your joints from underneath. Just get your wooden biscuits, and then you can attach your two pieces together that way. And for those of you that do not know what a biscuit is, let me show you. I got to figure out where they're at before I turn the camera around too fast. I'm looking here. But anyhow, so yeah, this is what's going on. And this is 2 days work right here on this bench work. And so that's what we got done so far on the bench work. And let me show you what we have over here. And for you Milwaukee guys, I'm sorry, I'm a DeWalt guy, but you know, you can judge me if you want, but I don't have anything against Milwaukee. My dad passed away. My dad had some leftover DeWalt tools that he gave me, so I just kind of stuck with the DeWalt. But Milwaukee's a good brand, I agree, but like I said, for my dad's sake, I stay with DeWalt. And let me go. Oh yeah, here's the biscuits right here. Let me show you what these are. These are your biscuits. And then see, they go in. Let's say, let's take this piece right here, for instance. This piece here goes in just like that, in that way. And then the plywood runs halfway along here. So this biscuit will go in halfway to the one piece of plywood, and the other half of this biscuit will be sticking out. And then you do the same thing for the other piece of plywood, and that other piece of plywood will join right up against with that biscuit there. And then this is the cutting tool that you use. It's in here, but there's a cutting tool you use, and you just attach it to the edge of your plywood and then push it in, and there's a little blade that cuts a little notch on the edge of the plywood, and then you just slide that biscuit in that little slot and then glue them together. So that's how that works for you guys. Well, this video, surprisingly, is already 8 minutes long, and before I get off of here, let me show you what we got over here. We have our makeshift workshop over here. We got our skill saw, miter saw here, not a skill saw, miter saw here. We got a brand new table saw right here. The other one that I showed you in the other video, it crapped out on us. 25-year-old table saw that my friend had for 25 years, and it finally burnt to dust. And this is his new one that he just ordered. And yesterday was the first day we used it, and works very well. He said he's very happy with his skill table saw, and I highly recommend you guys get this one. I know there's a lot of people out there that don't have the money to buy all these tools like this, but if you can, it is very well worth it in the long run whenever it comes to building layouts and doing work around the house. So I highly suggest it. And but yeah, this is very easy setup. You know, your adjuster here, see how fast it goes down very easily, no effort, you know, and it goes up, you know, very, very smooth and easy to work with there. You got your on button right here, and if you want to stop it, you just hit this black plate. Just tap that black plate, it'll shut it off. So very easy and very easily accessible. And so nice thing about this table saw right here is that it has this extra little plate right here on the back side of the blade right here. And this kind of helps stabilize your cut to make your cut straight. And you can see how it's lined up right there with the blade. Just like that. So that's all I have for today. Probably, hopefully by the end of the month, I'll have another video coming out. If not, I'll make another one in March. My goal is to probably do 1 or 2 videos each month for you guys. I'm trying to do my best to get better at being more occasional videos to be put on this channel, if you will. That's all I have for now. Thank you guys so much for stopping in. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you can see what's going on. And this is all the lumber that we have from the previous layout left over. And so we're going to try to get us all this used up as well. And here's some more legs that I made. I made some more legs this morning. And these are what the legs look like right here. You don't have to go all out, you know. You're not building a house, so you don't need, you know, these big 2x4s or 1x4 framework. Even though that's what we did use here, but here on the top, you know, we just use this little 1x2, and you know, it's solid, works just fine. So that gives you guys an idea what you guys can do. Thank you guys again for stopping in, and we will see you guys on the next one.